It's been just over 24 hours since a missile brought down Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 in eastern Ukraine. All 298 people on board were killed.
Just before 2:50 p.m., this is the viewpoint seen by many of the 26,000 marathon runners who are approaching the finish line.
This is the moment families return to the scorched school where their daughters were taken. The anguished cries tell a story of lost hope.
I want to address something that's been in the news over the last couple of days, and that's the situation in Ferguson, Missouri. I know that many Americans have been deeply disturbed by the images we've seen in the heartland of our country as police have clashed with people protesting.
I interviewed James Foley, who was kidnapped by pro-Gaddafi forces in Libya and held captive for weeks. This week, he was beheaded on camera by those savages. His family is devastated.
Everywhere we look today, we're surrounded with images of people struggling and conflict and war and death and destruction. And maybe for some of us, this is some of the first time we've really begun to ask ourselves about evil. Is there evil in the world? And if there is, do we really understand how it works? One of the problems the world is facing today, like perhaps never before, is just being surrounded by so many violent and destructive images that we're almost numb to it. And we've asked ourselves a number of times, where is this evil coming from? Now, philosophers and people all over the world today are not even sure there is evil. But clearly for the average person, as we look at what's happening to our world today, we realize there is evil in the world. We can't escape it. And maybe for us today is to ask us where this evil came from and how do we discern it? Because clearly today there is a seduction in which people are being drawn into evil, and before they know it, we see the terrible results of it in the news or in some horrific image before us. Now, the story of evil is a story the Bible deals with head-on, and that evil came into the world through believing a lie, a seduction, a movement away from what God had originally intended. And the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the tree in the garden, but God did say you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die." "You will surely not die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." And so as we stop and hear about the story of the entrance of evil into the world, we realize that evil started in the garden in Genesis chapter 3, and it came through a lie, a seduction, a movement away from a standard of truth that was designed to protect us and to care for us and to watch over us. And so as we want to find evil in the world, we only have to find any place in the world where someone believes a lie. And everywhere we look today, we see that our culture is lying to us. The world is lying to us. People are being lied to about every issue in life, from sexuality to the economy, to leadership, to the family. Every area that we see today, people are believing some sort of lie. And when a lie is believed, it's only a matter of time until eventually the lie will manifest itself in some form of evil, the fruit of the lie that we see before us. And so one of the great challenges to all of us today is to know the truth. And if we know the truth, and if we know God and His love for us, we will be spared from the evil and the deception that's going on all around us. And my prayer for all of us in this hour is to know the truth, to be careful about the deception, and in knowing the truth, find the freedom of living a truly wonderful and great life that the Lord has planned for all of us.